Star defender for the North Carolina Courage professional soccer team, Jaelene Hinkle has always found her place on the field.
It's just like this identity that starts to become a part of you, and especially in college, like you're a student athlete, it always was with you.
Jaelene's love for the game started on the youth soccer fields of Denver, Colorado. Raised in a Christian home, she learned about her identity in Christ and committed her life to Jesus when she was 12.
At that age, it was like, okay, I'm starting to connect the dots, and I want to see where this takes me. Like, I want to find out who God is.
But as a teenager going into high school, she was more concerned about becoming a better soccer player and making friends.
I don't think I ever hesitated or doubted my faith. Yeah, I know that I'm good and the Lord created me, but it's like I want to fit in.
Jaelene had a stellar high school career, earning a full ride to Texas Tech University. There, she thrived on and off the field and even continued going to church. But now everyone knew her only as Jaelene the soccer player. And again, she found herself caught between two worlds.
And on paper, I was doing really well, but inside, it's just I'm kind of miserable right now. I mean, there was Saturdays where you'd go out and you would hang out with your friends and you're partying, and then I'm I have church tomorrow morning, and then I'm in church and I'm what did I just do Saturday night? Just those wrestles of I want to fit in here, but I also want to fit in here, but where do I actually fit?
Then her lifelong dream came within reach. Her coach told her she had the talent to go pro, if she wanted.
I was well, yeah, I want to go to the next level. I feel I've always wanted to go to the next level. It just always seemed if that was an option, that I would want to do it.
But going into the spring season of her junior year, Jaelene began having excruciating sharp pain in her left leg. An MRI revealed she had an extensive blood clot, prompting doctors to perform exploratory surgery.
Because your vein is 80% closed, so you're not getting any blood flow. The fact that it's that close, we can't get our tools in there. So our next step would be in the second surgery, if it doesn't open overnight, somehow on the blood thinners that they'd already put me on, their next step was to put a stent in. And he's I'm so sorry to tell you this, but if we had to put a stent in, you can't play sports. You can't play contact sports. It's you being hit could internally cause bleeding. It would be life-threatening at that point. The one place where people were telling me my identity was about to be taken away, and I was just, everything just came crashing down.
Jaelene, along with her parents, turned to God in prayer.
The first thing that my mom said to me was, we're just gonna pray. We're just gonna pray all night long. I know that you have the power either way this goes, and I'm not trying to make a deal with you, but if you allow me to play soccer, this is gonna be for you. I think at that point too, I pretty much was this internal battle with the Lord of please don't take this from me.
The morning after Jaelene's second operation, the doctor spoke with the Hinkles.
There's no reason it shouldn't have happened, but he was your vein was completely open. And he was from it to go 80% to completely open, he was I am not one to believe in God, but you have gotten a miracle. You got your miracle.
Jaelene made a full recovery and committed all in on her faith.
Yeah, it was there's no turning back after that one. I wanted to know everything and anything about the Lord.
After a successful senior year, Jaelene was called up into nationals and began playing for the Women's Professional League. Then in 2017, she was invited to play for America in 2 international friendlies games.
When you honestly take a second and step back and almost have that outer body experience of just, I'm being invited to play the game I love for my country. There's an emblem of the US flag on your chest. That's huge.
Then, days before the event, it was announced that the team jersey was designed to honor the LGBT community. Jaelene again turned to God.
I just felt so convicted in my spirit that it wasn't my job to wear this jersey. And I gave myself 3 days to just seek and pray and determine what he was asking of me to do in this situation.
In the face of opposition and social media backlash, Jaelene withdrew from the games with the support of her teammates.
I'm essentially giving up the one dream little girls dream about their entire life. and I'm saying no too. It was very disappointing. And I think that's where the peace trumped the disappointment, because I knew in my spirit I was doing the right thing. I knew that I was being obedient. And like, just because you're obedient doesn't make it easy.
Today, she plays for the NC Courage of the National Women's Soccer League, where she boldly proclaims her faith and identity in Christ.
I don't question his goodness. Like, I know he's good. I know he's faithful. And if I never get a national team call up again, like, that just is part of his plan, and that's okay. And maybe this was why you were meant to play soccer. Just to show the believers, like, to be obedient.